Hello, this is Daniel McTaggart, Beat Poet Laureate of West Virginia, and here are my poems. Quiet is like water. We forget that quiet is still its own sound. A current burbles over an impossible pebble, joining hands with another small tide, separated from its parents in a throng. Together they search for each other's family, the air breaking with slippery footsteps. Their origins are in there somewhere. We detect only rhythm of determined flow, hoping some undone journey of our own may conclude in comfortable manners. I think I've been too busy of late to sink into a state of waterness, abutting other currents flowing into unclaimed pieces of whence they came. I forget that quiet is still its own sound. As I bother not to listen with ears, I forget that listening has never required an organ. But the flow restores all the forgottens, replacing clumsy concepts of noise with primordial rills and trickles beyond the awkwardness of breath and voice. Candy smokes. Whenever adults were talking, I knew we weren't leaving anytime soon. So I went walking around the edges of a concave, greasy spoon into any corner littered with dust where quarters were frittered away in snappy cigarette machines with borders of gold on gray and knobs with hidden means I could never turn them like knobs on a door to get boxes aglow like candy. You had to pull to get smokes and burn them, but the spring was too strong for my little wrist, and I felt jealous of people getting candy no one had a sweet tooth for, except grandpas and uncles with gray shadows. They exhaled strings of cotton that swirled and seemed unable to weave. They coughed and smiled gaseous curls, wiggling like weird things and monsters from a chaste, unsolid world, in which, whenever adults were talking, I knew we weren't leaving anytime soon. The Waitress Job. Someone turned down the waitress job because they said it would be too hard, meaning every other waitress job would only become harder too soon, except for the one coming in drunk, being sent home without a job, because why work hard for a job paying shit, because a lot of people took shit from 1, 2, or 3 jobs. Closing time was at 7 p.m., and she couldn't wait to pound the shit out of whoever came in at 6:45. Because why do that unless they want to make the job feel like shit, and hear the misery hiss out their ears? Waitresses have to re-clean prep areas, reheat the fryers, and refilter grease. They have to recycle all the respect they gave customers all damn day. And believe me, re-respecting when one is all out of fresh respect is just the most ridiculous thing. The last 15 minutes suck in this job, but never quite so much as the first. Planets are hearing aids. Stars begin to die when carbon and oxygen fuse to create iron in the core, and the metal hums like a new guitar string, continually tuning until it snaps from overuse, and then the song explodes outwards, searching for ears of other musicians, stretching beyond the range of hearing until worlds begin to form in orbit, and their peoples act as tiny hairs, twitching at the faintest trace of interstellar melodies on their way to a vanishing point, each person interpreting a star's death cry into a particular genre. And that's it. Thank you for listening.